Hi, this is Mr. Urrego, and today we're going to factor a trinomial. This trinomial is a type of trinomial that is from the form 8x squared plus bx plus c. Alright? Why am I saying this? Because if you notice I have a number other than 1. So because I have a number here as a leading coefficient, then the whole thing changes. I'm going to solve this trinomial. I'm going to factor this trinomial using grouping. Okay? To do grouping, I need 4 terms. Therefore, I need to turn a trinomial into a polynomial with 4 terms. To do that, the process I'm going to follow is the following. If you remember from factoring, I always do product and sum, okay? But now in my case, product, P stands for product, S stands for sum. In my case, I need my product to be equal to the first times the last. 2 times 5 is going to give you 10, so my product has to be 10. 2 times 5 is 10. And the sum is always the middle term. Alright, now I need to remember that when you multiply you get 10, but when you add you get 11. Simple. Every time these two numbers are 1 away from each other, is that times 1. 10 times 1? 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. So I'll find my numbers. Alright? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite the same trinomial, and I'm going to use these two numbers to break the middle term. Again, same trinomial, plus 11x plus 5. I don't change my original problem. I don't change it. What I do is I modify by using these two numbers. I'm going to bring it over here. And instead of 11x, I'm going to say that's equal to 10x plus 1x. 11x, 10x plus 1x. This is a 0. Alright? And now what I do is I bring the other two terms. The 2x squared, I bring it in the front. Remember the 10x is positive. And plus 5. Now, how many terms I have? 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 terms. I turn a trinomial into a polynomial with 4 terms. How do I factor something that has 4 terms? Grouping. I do grouping. So, the way I start grouping is the following. Grouping, the name says it. I'm going to group the first 2 and the last 2. First 2 and last 2. Make sure the sign of the third element or the third term is inside the parentheses. Now what I'm going to do is on each parenthesis I'm going to do GCF. GCF. Greatest common factor on each one of them. Okay? So, greatest common factor. Let's do blue. There we go. Greatest common factor, you check the numbers, 2 and 10. Is the 2 into the 10? Yes. So a 2 is a common factor. X. Yes, x is common. You take the x with the lowest exponent, which is the x by itself. Now I open parentheses. And you divide each term by the common factor, and the answer goes inside. 2x squared divided by 2x. The 2's cancel. You have x left. Plus 10x divided by 2x. X is cancelled. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay? Before we move ahead, this is something that I need to say. I'm done with the greatest common factor here. I'll do the same process on the second one. Therefore, on the second one, I will have a parenthesis here. Okay? Because I have a parenthesis here, when you're doing grouping, that parenthesis and this parenthesis have to be the same. If they're not the same, then you have to check your process before that. Now, let's check. This is saying x plus 5. Here I have 1x plus 5, which technically is the same as this. Alright? Just keep that in mind. Now, let me go back over here and let's do greatest common factor. Is there anything in common here besides the 1? The x is not common, and the only one, the 5 is not common, therefore you have only 1 as a common factor. It doesn't matter that you only have 1 as a common factor, you need to bring it out. And you're going to bring it out as a positive 1, because that positive 1 is not going to change anything at all. Alright? So let's divide. So let's keep going with blue. 1x divided by 1 is 1x or x. 5 divided by 1 is 5. So now look at this. Parentheses are the same, therefore we're doing it right. That's grouping. Now, technically, I have two terms here. I have from here to here is one term, and from here to here another term. All right, technically that's what you have. So we're gonna do greatest common factor again between those two terms. Between those two terms, what's in common? The x plus 5 is common. You see the parenthesis? That parenthesis is common. Then I do the same process that I did here. I open my parenthesis. And then I do the first term divided by this. What's going to happen with the parenthesis? X plus 5 is going to cancel out, and I have 2x left. Second term, that divided by the common factor. So what's going to happen with this parenthesis? This is going to cancel out, and I'll have left plus 1. And this will be your answer. Okay? Now, if by any chance you got confused, I understand. It's not easy. But here's a simpler and easier way. You check here, and you see that the parenthesis is the same. Then you say, all right, so let me bring one parenthesis over here. Okay? And in your second parenthesis, what's going to happen is you're going to put whatever is on the outside of the two parentheses. Again, parenthesis comes over here. And then whatever is on the outside, the 2x plus 1, goes on your second parenthesis. And that's like an easier way how to think about it. All right? You're not doing anything wrong. You're just thinking a different way to remember easier. And that's how you factor a trinomial leading coefficient different of 1 using grouping. Now, I'm going to have a different videos doing only greatest common factor and different videos only doing grouping. So you can practice those, so when you get to these little monsters, you know how to do the process. All right? Thank you very much for watching. I'll be learning from these videos. If you do, please make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the notifications bell so you get notified as soon as we upload videos. Visit our webpage, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, share this video, please. Put it on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, share with your friends, your family. Help us reach a lot of people so we can get a lot of subscribers and a lot of views. That's going to support our channel. That's the idea. We help you, you help us. All right? Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.